If there's one cryptic dinosaur from the original movie's brochure that fans of the Jurassic Park franchise have long awaited to see make a physical appearance on screen, I would say that it would undoubtedly be the Baryonyx. Teased at the very beginning of the film series was a small group of skeletal icons that depicted a few species of creatures that happened to not be in the 1993 movie. Stegosaurus, Proceratosaurus, Metriacanthosaurus, amongst a few others, have still yet to materialize in any feature film. Baryonyx, however, happens to be rather different. While not appearing in the original book or film adaptation, this known Jurassic resident did factually get its own toy release alongside the first movie. This creature was rather small in scale with JP's toy humans, especially when compared to its real-life counterpart. It sported a green paint job and had a very creepy-looking head that helped differentiate it amongst its dino peers. This dinosaur made a returning appearance in the Lost Worlds toy line just a few years later, this time painted yellow, yet still in possession of that warped and creepy face. This wouldn't be the only time Baryonyx would be featured in the Lost World tie-in material, as the creature would also show up in the Human Hunter level, enter carefully for the PlayStation video game. Here, it is shown to live in social groups deep within dark cavernous areas on Site B. Being a fish eater, many believe it stayed in this habitat due to the small river systems that seem to run through this portion of the island. Baryonyx can also be found in the Lost World Jurassic Park video game for the Sega Game Gear, in which it is also shown to dwell in the water. Not too long after that, Baryonyx was in talks to replace the Tyrannosaur's role as primary dino antagonist in Jurassic Park 3. A logo was even designed for the animal featuring its likeness, and for all intents and purposes, this was going to be its big break in the movie franchise. However, late into pre-production, this dinosaur was scrapped and instead replaced with a much larger and far different looking Spinosaurus. Baryonyx was also removed early on in development of the popular park simulator game Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, unfortunately losing another possibility of being featured in the wider franchise. It would, however, make appearances in Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder, as well as the mobile game Jurassic Park Builder. After that, the film series canon would finally begin to revisit the animal full force with promotional websites for Jurassic World. Here we learn that Masrani had actually bred Baryonyx for the new theme park and even put them in enclosures with their bigger relatives, the Suchomimus. However, the visual image of this dinosaur is factually not what the creatures did indeed look like in the park, as more material has since come out in recent years which explain that this picture was simply a painting made for the park. The animal would also be featured in another tie-in around this time called LEGO Jurassic World. Sometime later, Mount Sibo began to grow very unstable, and the volcanic activity on Nublar would spell certain death for all of its indigenous species. This would lead to several leaks of Jurassic Park history getting put out on the internet by the DPG, some of which actually includes new information on the Baryonyx. It is revealed that although the Baryonyx did indeed have a complete paddock and enclosure ready to accommodate the animal in Jurassic Park, none of the animals were actually on the island during the events of the first movie. This is because the events of that film were still early on in the developmental process of its completion, meaning many of the buildings were still under construction and most of the park's computer systems were either failing or glitched up half of the time. Due to the animal being on InGen's list, however, it did indeed exist on Site B. Specifically, 5 Baryonyx took up residence on Isla Sorna during the events of the Lost World. It's unknown of what exactly happened to any of these original Jurassic Park berries after the Chaos Effect event took place on the second island, but many assume that some of, if not all of these original dinosaurs ended up dying off. As stated earlier though, Jurassic World had several Baryonyx on display for their visitors to view. We don't really know if these are all 100% new clones made for his park, but in my personal opinion, I'm going to assume that they are. This species sports a look very similar to that of their action figure counterparts which came out during the Jurassic Park and Lost World toy lines of the 90s, and their aggression seems to be very high when compared to other animals in the film series. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom will be the film that will finally give us our first proper look at how this animal behaves, looks, and sounds in a Jurassic movie, and it's one that has gotten plenty of people excited. It's currently being depicted as a dirty, sewer-dwelling-esque predator that has a garish snout with an ugly set of teeth. Its roar is highly similar to that of Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, and it looks like we'll get to see it in action in quite a few of the movie's action sequences. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what they'll do with this new addition to the franchise, particularly because it's been a long-awaited arrival to the series, with questions being asked about its inclusion going way back to the brochure that was shown in the first movie. It and the Carno are personally two new dinosaurs that I am really looking forward to, and it would appear as if many other fans share my sentiments for their introductions as well. But I'm curious to hear what all of you think about the Baryonyx. Are you a fan of its design being similar to that of the old toys, or would you have rather they stuck with a more faithful adaptation of the animal in the fossil record? Is this a dinosaur that you're looking forward to seeing, or do you have others that you think will be more entertaining? Let me know in the comments down below, guys, and by the way, who else thinks that Spinosaurus roar they gave it is pretty cool? Now, before I go, I want to thank my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and engine hunters as well. It's extremely awesome to have you all help me build this thing up, and I seriously am eternally grateful for every ounce of support that you've shown me. Now, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hope that you all enjoyed today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you on the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.